Hello, and welcome back to another pen talk. And yes, it's August, but I bought these pens in July, so I've almost kept true to my promise, but as you'll see later on, I did have to buy one pen, but that's for another discussion. So these are three 352s, even though somehow this one got a 353 designation. I think the 352 is an excellent pen, again, from PenBBS with regards to ergonomics, size, shape, how good it feels in the hand, and obviously the number 6 nib, which makes it easy to write with. I have a Purple Cloud in a 323, and I think it's an excellent resin, so I got one of those. This is Goddess, which to me is an orange version of Purple Cloud or Galaxy or things like that. It's one of those resins that just has some nice pearlescence to it. And how could I be remiss without Tiny Happiness? What a way to describe the white and red koi resin. So we'll look at these in a little bit more close details. And of course I did get 3 very nice cat-based stickers with some pen themes from Bienni. I felt we need to show these off in all their splendor. Revolving, being held up by crabs. And I mean, 3 amazing resins, 3 extremely well-made pens, really iconic design, flat top, and I call these the flat top version of the 308/266 model. These do cost a little bit more money than the 308s do, but I think there's more involved in these. It has the newer style clip, which I happen to like, the sword design. It has an end finial here with a metal ring that adds a little bit more expense. The cap band doesn't extend to the end of the cap, which is the one downside, I think, to the design, but I think aesthetically they chose to do it this way. Hopefully these pens rotating underneath of my lights can give you an idea of the resins, but we're going to look a little bit more closely at these just to show you how they look. You don't need to see how they write because these nibs I've all written with, and PenBBS is very consistent. I put off getting another pen in this resin. I have the Moonman S1. We'll do a quick comparison in a minute with that pen. You know, this is a nice resin, but it doesn't do a lot for me. But I just wanted a version of this pen in this resin before they seem to disappear and sell out. So there it is compared to the Moonman S1. And I would say it's an identical resin. The S1 is definitely a smaller pen. Pen that has not been in daily rotation for me. I did try it for a while, and the nib just dried out a little bit too much for me, and it was a little bit too fine for me, and I wasn't in the motivation to swap it out. But we'll compare these two, and essentially this resin seems to be very, very consistent relative to some of the other resins like the Purple Cloud. Yes, I have 2 Purple Cloud PenBBS pens, the 323 and the 352. So I wanted to show this as an example of the variations that you might find in these resins. You know, they're hand poured. The rods that they machine these from certainly have a color variation and change, and there is blue and purple in addition to the chatoyancy and some more transparent sections than others. The cap finial is definitely more purple on the 352 than the rest of the pen is. Overall, I find this to be a very intriguing resin, and one that I'm very happy to have 2 pens made from that resin. Is this orange resin which is unique to me. I've never seen one like this before. And I do have a fond spot for orange. I have an orange car. And I thought this one would be one to give you a little bit of an idea of the pen for those of you that may not be familiar with this model. Almost 3 turns to get the cap off, which is a little bit much. 352 designation on the cap. And then we see PenBBS and Shanghai. What's also nice is PenBBS certainly uses that acrylic material resin for the section. This fits very, very well in the hand. It's about as small as a pen as I would want to write with, but it posts very deeply, very securely, and just adds a little weight to the pen. Doesn't change the balance significantly. I mean, it's balanced in the hand pretty well. But this resin is just amazing. It's just the chatoyancy, the pearlescence. And I just think this is an iconic design that will survive the test of time. So I've been comparing the 352 to the 308 quite a bit. So I pulled out my Amber as a cat because I think it's a similar resin, but I think it's actually a step up from this orange resin. These pens are very, very close. They're within 2 grams of each other in weight. They're within 1 millimeter of length, even though the 352 looks a lot longer. I think a lot of that has to do with the squared off ends versus the rounded ends. Gives you that illusion of more length. The cap diameter is also very similar, within 0.2 of a milliliter, and uncapped are also very close. So, you know, these are 2 pens I don't think anybody would be upset with owning for a number of reasons, but those resins are just exquisite. And the Amber resin, I just think, takes it to another level with its same intensity and chatoyancy, but then it has those black lines in it, which give another dimension and another look. And you can see where the cap band on the 308 comes all the way down, so you're fully protected, where in the 352 there's a piece of that plastic cap that extends beyond the band. I don't think we'll have an issue with cracking under normal use. These are turned acrylic pens, and they tend to have a little bit more stability and longevity than an injection molded plastic pen. And both pens post very, very well, very deeply, very securely, and the length is also very similar in length. So these pens are 2 very similar pens, a little bit different look because of the design elements that are there, but very good writers and attractive functional pens. I thought I would compare a little bit more from a resin perspective. So these are all resins of the particular color family with a little bit of pearlescence added to it, which gives it some chatoyancy. Here's the orange one, which is the focus of one of the pens in today's video, followed by 2 frost fires, which are in the blue family of that resin. And you can see where the different models kind of show off the resin a little bit differently. And of course, there's that purple cloud, which was also in the latest video. And then this is one which I found to be very unique, is called Galaxy, but I would say Galaxy is more in the Amber family because it does have some streaks of black in it. Then up here is 2Z, which is that dark brown version of that same type of resin. This one's the most transparent one of this group. These 2 have some transparency to it, along with Purple Cloud. Galaxy does not, which is unfortunate in a 355, but it is a beautiful finish. And 2Z stands on its own as one of those unique finishes. And some of these finishes just come up for a brief period of time with a limited number of pens, and then they're gone. So thankfully, I've had an opportunity to snag a few of these and enjoy them. So we're going to close on the 3 pens that started this video. The recent 352s that I ordered and from PenBBS on Etsy. So if you wanted to see how these write, just search for PenBBS in YouTube and you'll see most of my videos show up, and the majority of the videos from PenBBS appear to be authored by myself. Which brings us to the August no pen decision. You know, I can continue to buy pens, and I do enjoy buying pens. I do enjoy writing with them, exploring them. I like them from both the aesthetics viewpoint, the engineering viewpoint, the design viewpoint. And obviously from those that watch my videos know that PenBBS has certainly been something that I find very interesting from pen line. I don't think anything has compared to it in the past, and maybe not in the future. So that's one of the reasons why I've been so aggressive in purchasing these pens and adding them to my collection. I'm getting close to 100 PenBBS pens now. And I did violate my August buy no pens because there was the new pen that came out. And it was in mint green or some type of like really translucent green, which is in that same family like the orange pen here is. So enough of that. I'd like to say thank you for stopping by and watching this video, and hopefully you've enjoyed it from a visual perspective and maybe learned a little bit and maybe found a finish or a pen that might appeal to you. And I just need to say, be careful when you buy. You know, be an educated consumer, do your research, do searches, sort the searches, you know, whatever you need to do based on whatever buying method you use. And it's one of the reasons why I like eBay, because it facilitates really finding the best deal on eBay. I don't, you know, Etsy is more difficult, if not, you know, again, more difficult. And AliExpress, Taboo, all the rest of them I find very difficult to use, and a lot of times I find the pricing on those to not be that much better when you add in shipping and the challenges and of buying on them. eBay still wins out for me. So enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy writing, enjoy putting ink on paper, and hopefully that's one of the joys of your life that you enjoy and why you might be watching this video. So until the next video, we're going to say bye for now.